AskReddit by Deving the 33N. What's the most enraging example of a downgrade sold as an upgrade? Local restaurant dropped the price of their burger by $1 but it no longer includes fries. They're an extra $5. They said customers now have more flexibility. Flexibility to get burgers someplace else. Being upgraded to a comfort plus middle seat when I had a regular economy seat in the window. On your upgrade preferences in your Delta profile, you can specifically deselect upgrades for middle seats in Comfort Plus. Definitely recommended doing that. You can also select aisle or window preference, and it will try to place you accordingly, if possible. I think it was Cadbury who tried to sell their shrinkflation of supermarket chocolate as doing their part to tackle obesity in the UK. Mars too. I remember some advertising campaign about how they were planning on making all their products less than 200 calories by just making them smaller. Smart ink sensors and ink subscriptions in printers. They are all designed to prevent you using your printer just to rob you blind on ink pricing. Oh no, the yellow ink is low but the rest are fine? No printing for you. Replace them all or else. My parents got one of the printers with the tanks. It means they only replace the color they need, the ink is cheaper, and there is a lot less waste. Plus it has lasted longer than most other printers they have had. Upgrading to ad-free on Amazon Prime. I was so upset a few weeks ago when the show I was watching all of a sudden had ads. I pay for fucking Prime, this service is included in my subscription, and you just raised the subscription fee. My wife told me I am just being an old man and I'm like, well, I'm fucking 33 and it's time for this subscription shit to get off my lawn. There isn't gratuitous use of the word unlimited as infuriating as their plans tend to have a ton of limitations. Once I get below 2 bars, I have about no service now at all. I've lost so many calls lately. Removing physical buttons and knobs in cars. It's way cheaper for them to program everything into a screen but they market it as premium luxury. Not to mention physical buttons and knobs are way easier to use, especially if you're the driver. I feel physical buttons are safer, too. Tactile feedback minimizes time of eyes off the road. TVs at the gas station pumps. Again, not all of them are mutable. I make it a point to try to never buy anything on ads. Oh yay, EA saying they wanted gamers to have a sense of accomplishment a few years ago. I like for harder to get loot boxes or something? I forget now. I think that was the most downvoted post ever. Pretty much any shifter subscription model. Deleted. A friend bought a new car that had remote start, BMW. After first year it became a subscription fee to keep that feature. I bought my Ring video doorbell a few years ago, and with just the purchase of the hardware I could record and view footage. They since moved to a subscription model and my hardware is almost completely useless. Anything that you used to buy outright, but is now a subscription. Coming soon. Bread, you don't have to pay today. Just $20 per month. Collect in store as usual. Annual plus 5% plus RPI increase. Excludes tax. Excludes mandatory $4 tip. Limited to 1 loaf per week. When phones in general stopped letting you access the battery. The EU has passed the law that all phones sold here have to have removable batteries by 2027. So there's at least that. Granted, I haven't given them any dollars, but that's not to say I haven't paid in other ways. But when I signed up for Gmail they said, you'll never have to delete an email again. Unlimited space. That is definitely not the case now. Even their education version has a 1 TB limit now. Yes, that's quite a bit of storage, but it was still unlimited until just a couple of years ago. Checked in luggage. Everyone knows this used to be free and included. Now you got every jackass lugging in the largest bags as carry-on to avoid fees and making boarding process slow. Remember how checked bag fees were only supposed to be temporary, to offset record high fuel prices? That was fun. Resort fees at hotels. They started out in popular tourist destinations like Vegas and Orlando, which is bad enough, but now they've come to other cities, DC, Nick, Chicago, and to plenty of hotels that are definitely not resorts. They can add $50 or more to your bill. Of course they are taxed separately, and they are pretty much mandatory. What do these fees cover? Things like internet access, local calls, access to the fitness center and the pool, boarding pass printing, in other words, things that used to be included in the nightly rate. The hotels do it so that they can advertise a low nightly rate and be the cheapest on Expedia, Hotwire, etc. without actually being cheaper. The booking sites need to start including resort fees in the nightly rates they show in search results. When cell companies basically started forcing you to rent the phone instead of just buying a new one at a discount with a renewed phone plan. I made the guy at show me just how it meant I was saving money, and at the end of the day I walked away with a 15% discount on my monthly statement because he couldn't. This is illegal in the UK. Even on a contract, after 6 months you own the phone and can do what you want with it. Of course you still have to pay the rest of the contract. Anytime a marketing person says it is what our customers want. Finnair last year proudly announced €9 charges for seating and the most restrictive hand baggage requirements, unless you want to take a chance. Makes traveling with family and children extra stressful and expensive. But it is what the customers want. BTW, premium economy is horribly expensive and the service just as rubbish. New Outlook. Especially if you need to work out of shared mailboxes. A restaurant I went to stopped splitting checks to provide a better customer experience. So I stopped going and was no longer a customer. As a Canadian, this is so weird to me. The default has always been separate checks everywhere I've gone, or they ask. Subscription everything. I have no idea why more people don't protest this ripoff. I grew up with physical media. We paid one time for one price. The CDs I bought don't need to be re-rented every month in order for me to hear them. Video games were a one-time purchase. No microtransactions, no server connection, no updates, no BS. The movies I bought are still sitting on the shelf anytime I would like to view them without having to stream or pay extra. And you actually own the physical copies, which creates an aftermarket. That's really what the companies want to prevent. Oh, the ability to revoke something is nifty to them, but ensuring that everyone who wants access to the media has to buy a fresh new version is what they really care about. 5 creme eggs in a 6-egg box. The audacity. I don't even eat these and that pisses me off. Well, this thread is enraging me on a fine Saturday morning. Give me back my headphone jack. Overwatch 2. Let's take a game you love and convert everything into microtransactions models, then basically ban the first one out of existence so you have no choice but to pay us more.